Hey, English learners, welcome back to Mr. English Daily, your favorite place to grow your English through real, relaxed conversation. I'm Luna.
And I'm Leo, and today we're going somewhere deep.
We're talking about quiet superpowers.
Not the kind you see in movies. No capes, no dramatic music, no slow motion entrance.
Sadly, no slow motion entrance.
Sadly, no. We're talking about the strengths that live inside a person, the ones that are easy to miss, but impossible to replace.
Because most people think a superpower has to be loud, confident in every room, brilliant in every moment, always impressive, always visible.
But real life doesn't work like that. Real strength is usually quieter, steadier, more honest than that.
It's the strength that keeps you moving when nobody's watching, the strength that holds you together when life gets genuinely hard, the strength that doesn't ask for applause, it just keeps going.
And I love this topic because it changes how you see yourself. Maybe you've been looking for the wrong kind of strength. Maybe you already have something powerful, you just haven't called it that yet.
Maybe your real superpower isn't the loudest thing about you. Maybe it's the deepest thing.
So today we're exploring the quiet strengths that actually shape a life from the inside out.
And before we go further, if you enjoy English learning through natural conversations like this, please subscribe, hit the like button, and share this episode with someone who needs it today.
This is a B1 to B2 level episode, so breathe. You don't have to understand every single word. Just listen, enjoy, and let your English grow naturally.
And later in the episode, we have our word tour, where we revisit the most useful words, phrases, and idioms from today's conversation in a simple, clear way.
So stay with us for that. There's some really powerful ones today.
And before we begin, tell us in the comments, what do you think your quiet superpower is? Maybe it's patience. Maybe it's the way you listen. Maybe it's the fact that you always get back up.
That last one, that's a real superpower.
It really is. Okay, let's start with the first one.
The strength that comes from going through something hard.
Because nobody chooses struggle. Nobody wakes up and thinks, yes, give me a difficult season today.
Nobody orders pain like it's on the menu.
Exactly. We're not saying pain is beautiful just because it exists. We're not romanticizing struggle.
But we are saying struggle can do something to a person. It can go deep. It can slow you down in the right way. It can strip away the things that were never real to begin with.
The image, the ego, the need to always appear fine.
And when those things fall away, what's left?
The real you.
A more honest version. A more grounded version.
Hard seasons can make a person truly steadfast.
Steadfast, strong, stable, and committed, especially when things are difficult. Not fearless, not perfect, just firm.
And that word doesn't sound dramatic, and that's exactly why I love it. It sounds like someone who was tested and didn't disappear.
A lot of people listening to this right now know that feeling. Maybe they lost something. Maybe life moved in a direction they didn't plan for. But somehow, they're still here.
And that matters more than people realize.
Because sometimes struggle doesn't make you louder. It makes you deeper. You become more careful with your words. You judge people less. You understand more.
You learn to weather the storm.
Weather the storm, to survive a hard period without completely falling apart. You might be shaken, but you keep moving.
And I think that might be the most human superpower of all. Not winning every time, not shining every time, just staying with yourself through the difficulty.
Staying with yourself, because some struggles don't just test your strength, they test your relationship with yourself.
Do you turn against yourself, or do you learn to sit with yourself, carry yourself through it?
And the kindest people I've ever known, many of them have been through something real. Not because pain automatically creates wisdom, but because it can break your illusions.
It can make you softer in the right way.
Softer, but not weaker.
Softer and clearer, kinder and stronger. Basically, life tests you, and suddenly the small things stop mattering so much.
Painfully true.
Your priorities shift, your patience changes, your whole perspective moves.
And that's why surviving hard seasons is a superpower. Not because it feels good, but because it builds something inside you that nothing else can.
And what you do with that depth day after day takes us directly to the next one.
Consistency.
Because people love intensity, big speeches, big motivation on day one.
And then nothing. Total silence. The notebook is closed, the plan is paused, the new life starts next Monday.
But real change is usually much quieter than that.
Consistency isn't exciting every single day. Sometimes it looks completely ordinary.
It's answering the message, it's taking the walk, it's practicing your English for 15 minutes, it's going to bed on time, it's coming back to the habit even when you don't feel inspired.
And that's why consistency is a quiet superpower, because small, repeated effort changes more than random bursts of motivation ever will.
Motivation is lovely, but it's moody.
Very moody. It shows up beautifully one day and disappears without explanation the next.
But consistency knows how to hold steady.
Hold steady to stay stable and keep going even when the energy isn't there.
And that matters so much right now because the world around us pushes us to react fast, switch fast, quit fast, compare fast.
We live in a very distracted world, so the ability to quietly keep showing up, that's rare. That's real power.
And consistency builds something else too. It builds trust in yourself.
Yes, every time you say you'll do something and then you do it, your mind learns, I can rely on myself.
And that kind of confidence goes deeper than anything external. It's not, I'm amazing because I say so. It's, I have proof. I keep coming back.
And for English learners, this is everything. People want fluency in 2 weeks, but language grows through daily contact, small practice, real patience.
A little every day takes you incredibly far.
So struggle gives you depth. Consistency gives you shape, brick by brick, quietly building something real.
And to protect what you're building, you need the next one.
Discipline.
The word everyone respects and quietly avoids.
Everyone loves what discipline produces. Not everyone loves what discipline requires.
Because discipline isn't always exciting. Sometimes discipline is just saying no to your current mood.
And that's why it protects your future self. It stops your temporary emotions from making permanent decisions.
Discipline is what helps you choose the healthy thing when the easy thing is calling your name very sweetly.
Come on, just scroll a little longer.
You can start tomorrow.
We know that voice.
Too well.
And real discipline often shows up as restraint.
Restraint is the ability to stop yourself from saying or doing something impulsively just because you feel like it in the moment.
Because people imagine discipline as some big heroic action, but most of the time, discipline is what you don't do.
Not sending the message you'll regret, not buying what you can't afford, not quitting before it gets good, not speaking just because your ego wants the last word.
That last one is a life skill.
A serious one.
And when pressure builds, you also need to keep your head.
Keep your head, stay calm, and think clearly, even when the situation is stressful.
Because life will test you. Work pressure, family pressure, uncertainty, misunderstandings, bad days that arrive without warning.
And in those moments, discipline isn't just about routine, it's about mental steadiness, the ability to pause before reacting.
That pause can protect relationships. It can save time, money, and peace.
And I think that's why discipline is actually a form of love.
Say that again.
Discipline is love for your future self. It's how you take care of the person you're becoming before they even arrive.
That completely changes the feeling of the word. Discipline isn't punishment.
It's protection. And speaking of protecting yourself, sometimes the plan changes completely. And that's where the next superpower steps in.
Adaptability.
This one matters enormously right now because the world moves fast. Technology changes, jobs change, relationships change, plans fall apart. Even your own sense of self can shift over time.
So the question isn't, can I control everything? Because you can't. The real question is, can I adjust without falling apart?
And that's genuinely hard. But adaptable people do something powerful. They accept reality faster.
Not because they enjoy every change, but because they understand that fighting reality costs energy they could use elsewhere.
They still feel disappointment, they still feel fear, but they don't stay frozen.
And one of the most important tools for adapting well is composure.
Composure, a calm, controlled way of responding, especially in a difficult moment.
Because adaptability isn't panic with a smile.
Everything is fine while the room is emotionally on fire.
Yes, exactly not that. Composure gives you space, and space lets you think.
Because when something changes suddenly, the first reaction is usually emotional. No, why? This isn't fair.
Completely human reactions. But if you can breathe, settle, and meet the moment with composure, you can ask a better question.
Okay, this is happening. How do I move with it?
That question changes everything.
Adaptability isn't about giving up who you are. It's about updating yourself without losing yourself.
And the people who adapt well are often strong in one more area that makes everything easier.
Emotional intelligence.
The hidden superpower.
Because people often think intelligence is just logic, analysis, and fast thinking, but emotional intelligence changes your daily life in a much more personal way.
It helps you understand what you're feeling and why. It helps you sense what other people might be carrying. It helps you read the energy in a room before a single word is spoken.
And that awareness can save conversations before they become disasters.
Because some conversations are one sentence away from becoming something much bigger.
Emotionally intelligent people are often deeply intuitive.
Intuitive, able to understand something quickly and naturally, almost without needing it explained.
So maybe nobody says, "I'm upset," but you can feel it in the silence, in the tone, in the pause.
You pick up on it.
Pick up on, to notice something subtle, something that isn't said out loud.
And that matters so much because people aren't always direct. Sometimes someone says, "I'm fine," and everything else says, "Please ask me again."
Or at work, someone says, "No problem," and the energy says, "This is definitely a problem."
Emotional intelligence also means managing yourself, not just reading others.
Noticing, "I'm tired, so I'm reacting more sharply than usual," or "I feel hurt, so I'm becoming defensive." That moment of awareness can stop a lot of damage.
And it builds a kind of confidence that comes from understanding your own emotional patterns. You stop feeling controlled by them.
Which connects directly to the next quiet strength.
Self-awareness.
Emotional intelligence is about emotions in motion. Self-awareness is broader. It's your deeper understanding of your own patterns, your habits, your fears, your strengths, and your blind spots.
And honestly, self-awareness changes everything.
Because when you don't know yourself, you keep fighting the wrong battles.
You label yourself as lazy when the real issue is fear. You blame other people when the real issue is your own communication. You call yourself weak when actually you're just exhausted.
Self-awareness gives you discernment.
Discernment, the ability to judge clearly, to see what's helping you and what's quietly working against you.
And that's powerful, because once you can see clearly, you stop moving blindly.
You start noticing your own patterns. I say yes when I mean no. I shut down when I feel criticized. I procrastinate when something matters too much. I pretend I'm confused when I'm actually scared.
Those are very real.
Very real. But self-awareness isn't there to make you feel bad about yourself.
It's not a mirror for self-judgment. It's a mirror for honest growth.
And that's one of the most freeing things in life. When you understand your own wiring a little better, you stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" And you start asking, "What do I need? What am I repeating? What can I change?"
That question is full of power.
And when you understand yourself more clearly, you naturally become better at understanding others.
Which brings us to the last quiet superpower in today's episode.
Active listening.
In a world full of noise, this one feels genuinely rare.
Because many people hear words, very few truly listen.
Some people are already preparing their answer while the other person is still speaking.
They're not in the conversation, they're in a mental waiting room.
But active listening is different. It's presence, patience, curiosity, respect.
It's emotional intelligence in action. You pick up on what someone means, not just what they say.
The hesitation, the tone, the thing behind the sentence.
And when someone feels truly heard, something shifts. People open up, trust grows, defensiveness drops.
Even conflict becomes easier to handle.
Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can offer isn't a brilliant answer.
Sometimes it's a quiet, "I hear you," or "Tell me more."
Or simply giving someone your full, undivided attention for 1 minute.
That's why active listening is real social power. Not performance, not strategy, just genuine human connection.
And good listeners have a quality that makes people feel safe around them.
They don't try to dominate. They bring composure. They stay curious. They don't rush to judge.
And maybe that's the quiet message running through this whole episode.
Real power is often quieter than people expect.
It lives inside a person, not on their surface.
All right, let's slow things down and visit our word tour, where we go back through the most useful words and phrases from today's conversation. These aren't just good English. They're words you can actually use in your real life. Let's go. Word 1, steadfast. Steadfast means strong, loyal, and consistent, especially during something difficult.
She remained steadfast through one of the hardest years of her life.
His values stayed steadfast even when everything around him changed.
Repeat, steadfast.
Steadfast.
Next, the idiom, weather the storm. If you weather the storm, you survive a difficult period and keep going.
Their family went through hard times, but they weathered the storm together.
She learned to weather the storm without losing herself.
Repeat, weather the storm.
Next, the phrasal verb, hold steady. Hold steady means stay calm, stable, and consistent, even when things are uncertain.
Even when progress felt slow, he chose to hold steady.
Her emotions were strong, but she held steady and thought clearly.
Repeat, hold steady.
Next, restraint. Restraint means self-control, the ability to stop yourself from reacting impulsively.
It took real restraint not to respond in anger.
True discipline often looks like quiet restraint.
Repeat, restraint.
Next, the idiom, keep your head. If you keep your head, you stay calm and think clearly under pressure.
Everyone around her panicked, but she kept her head.
Problems are easier to solve when you keep your head.
Repeat, keep your head.
Next, composure. Composure is a calm, controlled way of responding, especially in a difficult or emotional moment.
He answered the criticism with quiet composure.
She lost her original plan, but not her composure.
Repeat, composure.
Next, intuitive. Intuitive means understanding something naturally and quickly, almost without needing it explained.
She was intuitive and could sense when someone was uncomfortable.
For him, listening carefully felt completely intuitive.
Repeat, intuitive.
Next, the phrasal verb, pick up on. Pick up on means to notice something subtle, especially something that isn't said out loud.
He immediately picked up on the change in her tone.
Good listeners pick up on small emotional signals.
Repeat, pick up on.
And our final word, discernment. Discernment is the ability to judge clearly and wisely, to see what's truly helping you and what's quietly working against you.
And that's powerful, because once you can see clearly, you stop moving blindly.
O-N, others.
O-N, others.
Those were some beautiful words today.
They really were, and they all come back to the same idea. Real strength lives quietly inside a person.
So before you go, take a moment and ask yourself, what quiet strength has been carrying you lately?
Maybe you haven't given it a name yet, but it's there.
And if today's episode spoke to you, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share this with someone who needs to hear it.
Take care of your English.
And take care of yourself.
I'm Luna.
And I'm Leo.
And this has been Mr. English Daily. We'll see you in the next one.